Hi everyone, this is Nadia Subratie from Queens, New York, from createwealthwithnadia.com. How is everyone doing today? Hope you guys are having an amazing day. So today's topic is, today we're doing our Law of Attraction Part 2. And today's topic is quantum energy is God's energy. Now, the rest of this week, this is what we're going to be covering. Then next week, we're going to be covering marketing, because I want you guys to understand how all of this works together. Because there's so many people teaching the law of attraction, but they're not teaching the whole thing. And this is why a lot of people are not manifesting success, love, or whatever it is they want to manifest, right? So in this topic, today I want to cover this, and I want you guys to understand more. So let's talk a little bit about part one law of attraction that I did. Let's just do a little summary so you guys have an idea, and then we're going to jump right into quantum energy, the microtubules, neurons, and how all of this works together, right? So because I want you guys to really understand how all of this works together before we start jumping into marketing. The marketing is totally different, but if you want to achieve success, guys, you need to have a deeper understanding how all of this works, because this is what I've been practicing. As you all know, I've had amazing success. I just launched my course last week or 2 weeks ago. I got 1,025 students that registered for my course, right? So let's talk about this. And this didn't happen overnight, but I understand how the universe works. I understand. And a lot of people don't, and I want to touch on this. All right, so this is what we're going to be talking today. All right, so last week when I did the live, it was Law of Attraction Part 1. So I talked about the soul and how the soul enters in the pineal gland when a baby takes its first breath, right? Our soul is quantum energy. Our soul is what's connected to God. Our soul is what's connected to the universe, right? So when the soul enters into the body, when the baby takes its first breath, that's when the soul enters the body, and it goes into the pineal gland, and it takes the baby, it takes like probably maybe 4 years, right? It takes like 4 years for this soul to adjust into this new body. That's why children, when they're under the age, I think of 4 or 7, I'm not sure of the numbers, I think 4 or 7, they have imaginary friends. Now, these imaginary friends that us as adults might think, okay, they're imagining these things. They're not. This is real to them because their eyes are open to the spiritual realm. So they can see things that normal people can't see. I see energy, guys. I've seen, when it first started happening to me, I was scared to death. I thought I was going to die. That's when I went and got baptized. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This was back in 2016. What I saw, it was just, but the reason why this happened to me was because I died in a car accident and I crossed over into the spiritual realm. So when that happened and I came back, my third eye was opened on its own because of that near-death experience, right? So let's talk about this. And so guys, quantum energy, right, is God's energy. Now, quantum energy resides in the microtubules, which is like a tube inside the neurons. So when you have a thought, whether it's positive or negative, it's going to cause these neurons to fire. Now, when these neurons starts to fire, this energy is in the microtubules, right? And that's what causes it to start firing. So when you have a thought, let's say you're thinking, whether it's positive or negative, let's say you're having more negative thoughts, right? Because we have thousands of thoughts that go through our brain daily, So this is why meditation is so important. So what happens is, when these neurons starts to fire, right? The microtubules are firing. That's God's energy now. When it starts to fire, that's God's energy. So now when you're having a thought, let's say you're having negative thoughts, like constantly, or maybe you're depressed, right? You're going through depression and you're constantly having these negative thoughts of suicide. What's happening is these neurons are firing and they're intertwining together, right? And it's manifesting into what you are thinking, right? So if you're constantly, that's why a lot of people commit suicide. So if you're constantly thinking about, if you're depressed, going through major depression, You're constantly depressed. Like, okay, for example, bipolar people. This is what's happening to them. A lot of bipolar people go through psychosis, right? Because they're constantly thinking negative things. They're constantly. Most of them commit suicide. Now, let's say you are having a positive thought and you're constantly thinking positive thoughts. And I'm going to use an example as what we do as online marketers, as entrepreneurs, right? As entrepreneurship, guys, our mind, body, and spirit has to be in alignment because it's not easy to achieve success in our line of work. This is why a lot of people fail because they think it's easy, right? But in order for the law of attraction to work, your thoughts, your vibration are your thoughts, right? And you got to take action. So when your vibration and action is in alignment to the frequency that you want to manifest, that's what you're going to manifest. So in order for you to do that, guys, you have to be positive. This is where meditation comes into play because when you're going, when you're having all these thoughts that's going through your head during the day, it's kind of hard sometimes. And I've experienced this in my life too. It's kind of hard sometimes to stay positive, right? But this is where meditation comes into play. And I have been using intuition and I've been meditating, and guys, I'm not stressed anymore. Like, yeah, of course I go through things in my life, stressful situation, but I don't stress anymore. I take the action, I do the work, and I leave it in the hands of God because I know what I'm doing. It's going to fall into place, right? So quantum energy resides in the microtubules. So I just wanted to explain what that was. And this has been backed up by scientists. There were 2 anesthesiologists who did research on this, on quantum energy. And they found that the quantum energy resides in the microtubules inside the neurons. Now, guess what happens, guys? When you die, that's what leaves. That's where your soul is. Your soul is inside the microtubules, right? That's God's energy. Now, when you die, that soul, that's what leaves the body and goes right back into the universe. So your soul is energy, right? And guys, your soul is energy. And energy cannot be destroyed or created. What it does, it changes forms. That's why there is reincarnation. That's why we come back. We are here on this earth to learn spiritual lessons in order to evolve our soul into a higher spiritual realm, right? But most of us, there are 6 of them, or 6 or 7, I think. But most of us are on this earth because we have so much karmic burdens that we have to this is why we're here. We're here to get rid of our karmic burdens and to learn spiritual lessons. But most of us, we keep adding more of those karmic burdens by our thoughts, by thinking all these negative things, by hurting people, by being jealous, by being envious, by not helping people. We're creating more karma for ourselves, right? So each and every one of us on this earth, we have a purpose. I know what my purpose is. But, in order for you to find out what your purpose is, you have to dig deeper into yourself, right? So we just covered that. So the microtubules resides inside the neurons. This is considered God's energy. And at the time of death, this is what leaves your body and goes right back into the universe. Okay? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And another thing. A lot of people, guys, I want to share something with you, my personal experience. I died in 2000 and I crossed over to the spiritual realm. I saw the light. But while I was there, I was still conscious. The only difference is I wasn't in the physical body. I couldn't feel myself. I couldn't hear. I couldn't talk because my soul was out of my body. But I was still conscious like I am now with you guys. This is why I don't believe in organ donations. Because I've done studies on that. Because when a person, in order for you to harvest organs, right? Like for heart or eyes or whatever. Okay, how do I say? Let's say someone is on a respirator and they're brain dead. Their soul is still in their body, guys. They're still conscious. They can still hear you. And what the doctors do, they cut them open and they can still feel these pain. They can still feel the pain. But because they're conscious. you know, and I've done studies on that too. And they could feel when they're removing their organs. This is why I do not believe in organ transplant, and I will not do it. Right, guys? So consciousness resides outside the body when you die. You see just how I'm conscious right now talking to you guys? Guys, the only difference is when you die, you don't have a physical body. That's the only difference. That's the only difference, because you leave this physical world and you move into the spiritual realm. So you are still aware of what's going on. You're still aware of what's going on. I was aware of what's going on. I was confused. I couldn't talk. I was looking at the light and I was like, what is this? And then all of a sudden a man appeared, which was an angel, right? So I want to let you guys know, guys, all of this is real. Science backs up God's energy, because they found it, and these are anesthesiologists, okay? They found it in the microtubules in the neurons. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So I am going to be covering the Law of Attraction series this whole week. And then after I'm finished covering the Law of Attraction series this week, then there are going to be questions. Because I'm going to ask you guys questions. I'm going to create a post. I'm going to ask you guys questions, because I want to know if you guys really understand this. Understand what I'm teaching. Because if you guys don't understand how this works, you're not going to achieve success, even if you're taking action. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to share that with you guys. So let me give you guys a shout out. So hey Kathy, what's going on? Hey Rhonda. Hey David, what's going on, David? Hey Mohammed. Hey Lamont. So listen, guys, thank you all so much for joining me. And tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow. So we just covered Law of Attraction Part 1, how the soul enters the body. And today we just covered Law of Attraction Part 2, quantum energy resides in the microtubules. Quantum energy is God's energy, right? So tomorrow we're going to touch on another topic, and then we're going to take it from there. So listen, I love you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing day. And if you guys need anything, send me a message, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.